Well, hi everyone. How are we today? It's Sharon Hankins here live with you on another Essential Stencil DIY project. I'm an ambassador for Essential Stencils. I love to show you their stencils and the transfers. We're going to be getting ready to work on some summer signs today. So let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, comment the word replay. Let me know where you're watching from there. And there's a chance to win some prizes today. If you're live with me, watch right through to the end because we're giving away 3 gift cards for Essential Stencil. I am from the blog I Restore Stuff, so you can follow me at irestorestuff.com. Have a look at my blog posts where I upcycle and refinish furniture and home decor. And I love to use DIY products such as Essential Stencils. Hi Brenda, Lisa's here, Rhonda's here, everyone's here. We're getting ready to do some fun things today. I've popped in the links for all the Essential Stencil things that we're going to be using today. So there's that. And as always, don't forget, you can use my code iRestoreStuff and save a further 10%. Now, some of the summer stencils are on sale still right now. They've sold out of the bundle, the new summer bundle, but you can still buy individual stencils. So they are ready to ship. So you don't have to worry about pre-ordering. It's all ready to ship. Hi Cassie, how are you? And Mag is here. Okay, so let me just get this live up and going here on my laptop. Where are you watching from? Karina's watching from Altoona, Pennsylvania. How fun. Tammy's here. Barbara, hi. Elisa, got my new summer stencils today. So happy with them. See, some of you are getting them already. Your bundle, you must have got the bundle maybe. Hi Sherry, Rebecca's here. Oh, good to see you too, Evelyn. Olive's here today too, my little cavoodle puppy. She is going to be 1 on Monday, so we should have had cake and everything today because maybe we'll do that next week. If you're lucky, you'll get to see her. You'll probably get to hit. And right on cue, there she is, barking at something outside the door. Thank you, Judy. Sprinkling is important. Thank you so much for sharing the love. If you just hit that little button that says share there, it helps us to send out that we're live here on Facebook for others to join us. I've got another couple of stencils that I might be working on today, but right now I'm going to start with this signboard that I have already put a little hook on the back, and it's just plywood. I've painted the front. It actually was a previously stenciled sign that I had in my shop for ages. It wasn't selling. Maybe it was the colors I was using. I don't know. But I just painted over it to just redo it again. You sand it back a little bit because sometimes the stencil shows through the edging of the stencil. So I just sand it back and repaint the background. And so I painted it in a nice navy, dark blue. Midnight blue is Fusion's color that I love to use my Fusion mineral paint. I'll be using some of those today. Showed you some yellow. Guess what we're also working on? This summer stencil here. Now this was a part of the bundle. It says, hello summer and fireflies. I thought they were bees for a second there until I read the fireflies, but yes, look, the little light symbol out there going, here I am at a light. So we'll be doing those a bright yellow, I think, today. Elisa, you didn't get the bundle, you got ordered 6 and got the 2 freebies. Yes, there are freebies. I noticed if you order, I think it's $65 and maybe $90, something like that, but it'll show you, it'll pop up on the side in your checkout and your cart. And then if you're using the app, there's freebies there, but don't forget to use my code iRestoreStuff and you'll save there. When you're ordering, it'll show you, how many more dollars you need to spend in order to get the freebies. One of the freebies I was going to use today, but I think it has sold out. So I'm not doing this one, but is the no soliciting sign. Did anyone order that one? That was a free gift when you order so much. Yeah, but I can't wait. I'll use that sometime, but I won't show it on the live today. And the other thing I want to show you is another stencil, which is a beautiful scripture verse. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And I picked up these chalkboards. Just a child's chalkboard. Look, comes with chalk, comes with eraser. And I wanted to stencil something on this because I thought I like the frame. We could even stain the frame if we wanted to. Let me just open that right now because I figure it'll make a great stenciled sign. You don't have to use it as a chalkboard, right? You can have a black background sign and it'll kind of look like that industrial or farmhousey kind of look. Hi Charlotte, thanks for saying hello and popping on. Sherry's here. And Shirley, hi. Let's see. Sometimes I can't see my comments up on the phone. Kathy, you've got your summer stencils already as well. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so this is a chalkboard, just a kiddie's chalkboard. Let's see what the colour is. Colour. When did I say colour? Let's see what the size is, because I know that some of you will be asking the size. It is 30 by 42 centimetres. I know that 30 centimetres is about 12 inches, so 42 is more than that. So here we go. It's 30 centimetres or 12 inches this way. The length is going to be, let me compare it to a stencil. Look at this. Almost exactly the same size as this, which is a 16 inch by 8 inch. So I'd say it's about 16 inches by 12 inches. There you go. That's the size of the chalkboard. So it comes with the free chalk. I can just give that away to some child who might like to use it for their chalkboard, and a little mini eraser. But today I'm going to use it for a signboard. Let's just, we'll put that one aside for now, and I'm going to do some transfers on that as well. Let me get ready for my summer sign here. So this is approximately, my board for this one is approximately, it's probably a bit less than 16 inches. You can see the size here, it's about that much different. So it's maybe 15 or 14 and a half by 8 inches. Well, it's probably maybe 7 inches. But I did check by going like this and thinking, oh yeah, it should fit. Let's open it up, shall we, and have a look and see, make sure it fits. Hello, Charlotte, sprinkling in Georgia. Thank you so much. Cindy is saying hi from Texas. And Denise is here from Long Island, New York. My gosh, I can't believe you're just everywhere. Brenda's from Texas. Sherry's here from Missouri. MO, I assume that's Missouri. Is it? Am I right? I'm Australian, so forgive me if I don't know your state abbreviations. Do you know ours? Hey, in Australia, do you know any of our state abbreviations? I think I'm doing pretty good. I am married to an American, and I have lived there for a little bit of our married life. Okay, see how it perfectly fits on this size board, even though the stencil size is larger. So you do want a little bit of a gap around the edges of the stencil design itself. So you want to have some spacing, some, you know, it just makes it look better if it's not running off the board. So let's point the camera down and let's get started on our project today. Oh, there we go. Let's see if it's, I feel like it was a little bit wobbly. So again, I've painted this in midnight blue, a dark navy blue, and Fusion Mineral Paint's a nice flat matte paint, but you can finish it off with a gloss sealer if you want it more glossy. So I'm going to just center my piece to the board. I can't put tape on the end of it, but I can put tape underneath the stencil on some of the gap spaces so that it doesn't move very far. And I'm just taking some of the sticky tack off it. So you just don't want it too. So I've put it down really close to the B, but not. You don't want it to cover any of the stenciled areas. Okay. Defuzzing. No. Fuzzing up the tape or de-tackying it to make it not stick too harshly to the painted surface. Although I did paint this quite a number of days ago, so it should stay there just fine. We've taped that down. I want to use white, so we've got Fusion's Casement White. If you do want to get some Fusion mineral paint, it is a furniture paint, and as the name suggests, it really fuses and sticks very well to furniture paint. So I'm going to be using yellow for the little fireflies and white for the rest of my sign. Excuse me. Okay. If you do want to use the Fusion paint and you'd like to order some, you can use my code IRESTORESTUFF at the link that's in the description of our live today. I'm going to get this on my hand, aren't I? I have taken this seal off before, but it's just kind of stuck it back on. Maybe I should just leave it off. I usually put it in the lid there. I've got a mess. I've got a mess. Yes, they are fireflies. They're not buzzy bees. But it would fit in with the other bee stencils and would make a great door hanger, as Rhonda suggests. It would, indeed. Very cute. So I'm going to grab one of our stencil brushes. I think also, guys, one of the free gifts on the Essential Stencil, when you order a certain amount, I can't remember which one it is you get a set of free brushes. I think they might be the detail brushes that you get. And then there's stencils, I think, for the next level. These are the brand new soft bristle brushes. These are just gorgeous. I've used them a little bit for some of the tinier, smaller surfaces. For today, I think we may be able to use one for the yellow, for the fireflies. It just kind of focuses in a little tighter when you're doing those kind of stencils. So today though, I'll use a sort of a larger one. This is this 3/4 inch bristle brush. And the regular stencil brushes are a natural bristle brush. And the other ones are a synthetic brush. So they're tightly packed together. These ones are a little bit further apart. This has a nice flat surface. The new bristle brushes have a domed surface, a domed tip. Beautiful and smooth and soft. So here's our casement white that I'm going to do most of the design with. I pop a bit on the end of my brush, and then I want to offload and work into the ends of the bristles. You can't see that because it's white on white. I'm offloading onto just a random piece of cardboard. And then because I've offloaded most of it, I'm not going to get that bleeding under of the stencil itself. So I'm going to actually do a nice swirling motion. I'm just testing it out. I don't want it to have too much paint on the brush before I do a big old swirl. But these letters are quite wide and large. The space for the stenciling is quite large. So there we can do this, the swirling around, and we can see that it has some swirly marks there, but that's okay. You could do a second coat if you wanted to, or we could leave it this nice rustic look. Now, summer, nice swirly motion, and these larger brushes are used for the larger size stencils, and the smaller brushes for the smaller areas. You could change brushes, but because this has got this, I'm using the same color paint for those areas. I'm going back over this little section that I did earlier. But yeah, because I'm using the same color paint, I'm just going to use the same color brush. And I don't know, some people see that you can see some spaces, or you can see some, it's a little bit translucent. I tend to not worry too much about that, because I think for this style of sign, it does lend more towards a rustic look, so you can not have to be too concerned about the letters all being really solid. I'm going to go over this hello. I love that nice font. Script kind of a font for the hello. Now, if I wanted to, I could tape off the little, they're not bees, they're fireflies, remember? Summer fireflies. I know, I thought they were bees at first when I first saw the sign, the stencil. Then I read it before I noticed their little butts are lit up, so they've got these little lightning bolts coming out there. Bright lights coming out. So we'll be painting those yellow. Maybe we should do the firefly themselves white. I don't know, it might help for the It might actually help if we did that. I might do that, yes. I will do the fireflies white, and then we'll go over them, and we'll do this little line here. We'll do everything white. Then for my second coat, we'll come over with the yellow, and that'll sort of give a nice solid background for that yellow to cover or grip onto as well. So I hope that makes sense what we're doing here. Hi Connie, watching from Wyoming. Nancy says, oh goodness, I thought they were bees. I know, I did too, don't you worry. Oh, I don't think I offloaded my brush very well. Oh dear. Hopefully it's not too... If you do have too much on your brush and you haven't offloaded it as well as you should, then you can get some bleeding under the stencil, creating fuzzy edges. So you look at all that paint around, swirling around out there. Now I just kind of look for any sections that I think might need a little bit more of a paint over, a little bit more of a swirl. I'll go over those. All right, let's have a look, see if we got any bleeding on our... I feel like I need to do that S a bit more neatly. It's better to do your second coat when it's completely dry, so if I probably haven't left this dry, because sometimes it can bring off, lift off the first coat if you do it too soon after doing the first coat. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a peek. Lifting off that stencil now, and I will put it down again to do the fireflies. They're not bees, they're fireflies. Okay, I didn't have too much on my brush. I was worried there was going to be some fuzzy edges and bleeding over here on this little guy, but it did turn out nice and crisp. So those are your top tips for basic stenciling, is having a nice dry brush. So you get your, it's called a dry brush method. So see, you can still see all the bristles on my brush there. It's dry because I've dipped it in the paint and offloaded most of the paint until it's almost dry on your hand. You can't see it, but if I was to stencil on something right now, let me just pop this down on this little tiny gap of space right here. You'll see, it looks like I've got nothing on the brush, but let me see if it's not going to be really true solid, but you will see that I've got a little bit of stencil still left on there. So that's the key to good stenciling, is having the least amount on your brush. And okay, let's put this down now, and we'll go over the fireflies. Maybe I should do the whole thing in the whole lot of the firefly in yellow. So we have done the whole lot of them in white, but we want to just, we want to just catch their little fuzzy bottoms in a bit of yellow, and that will make it stand out like a really nice summer sign. Trying to think as I go along, some other fun ideas that I might like to do on here. Wondering how it might look. Let's see, this is a 1/2 inch brush, sort of a smaller one. Maybe we'll go the 5/8 inch brush. Doing a bit of yellow on the brush. Maggie says it will make the yellow pop. Yes, I've put the white underneath so it'll make the yellow pop. So I'm going over to my cardboard here, offloading that yellow on the bristles. I've still got the majority of the paint right here, so if I do need more, I can just dip it into there. But I want to offload the brush until there's hardly any yellow left on it. Now I'm going to go over my little fireflies, especially their butts. Maybe I'll leave their head. Yeah, I think that's cute. And just light up their butts. I'm leaving their heads white. Now, if you're worried about taping, your brush is going to move into that letter there, you can tape that off. Lighting up the fireflies as we speak. Yeah, there we go. So I'm grabbing a little bit more of that yellow, offloading it again. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, that one didn't come on as much. So let's have a look. Grab another little bit more yellow. Cute. Now, what I was thinking is with this word summer, I want to bring some of that yellow down into here. So what I thought I might do is just at the very bottom of the word summer is just do a little blending. So it's kind of like an ombre effect. I've not tried it before, trying something new. Let's do it. Might put a bit more yellow on the brush. This is me just working it out as I go. I just had this bright idea, thought, yeah, let's try it. And so we will just get the bottom part, and it's already got a base of the white in there, and I'm just creating a little bit of ombre or blended look on the base of the words. So just a nice light gentle rub, and we don't have to tape it off or anything because it's going to be, when you're doing the swirling, it's just a bit of a swirl coming up to around about, you know, halfway up the letters. So we're just catching the legs there. See how that looks. If I do want to go up any further, I probably can after I've had a look at how it looks. You might want to try this on any stencil, really. Just adding a little bit of highlight to the bottom of that, and that sort of brings in that yellow of the, it's a beautiful summery colour, isn't it? Now you could use this, also use the word summer, hello summer, and tape away the fireflies and add, you know, the little bee transfers, if some of you have gotten the bee transfers, or you could add some summer flowers transfers, little things like that to embellish it if you just took off the bees. Or you could just use the word summer and do something with that. So there's always ways that you can, you know, change up your transfers and change up your stencils, use them for combining with other stencils. I'm just popping these in a plastic bag in case I want to use those colours again for my next project and for my next trick. Okay, so let's have a look at how that turned out, and we'll have a look. We've got that beautiful ombre kind of effect down the bottom there. So that turned out quite nicely. So see, when you've got hardly any paint on the brush, you can just sort of blend it up in there, did a little swirly whirly, and we can see that the fireflies have little bright yellow tails. Yeah, the background is like a dark midnight blue, so it's like a midnight sky on the back. There we go, so that's our first sign. Don't forget, if you are looking for those stencils, use the code I Restore Stuff. That particular one is called Hello Summer and Fireflies. So if you're looking it up, we've also linked all those in the description of the live. Moving on to our chalkboard that I'm going to show you next. Now this was just a chalkboard that I grabbed from a dollar store. It came like so. We've just unwrapped it earlier, and it's just a cheap chalkboard. It was $5, you guys. You've probably seen these in Walmart or your craft stores or somewhere like that. Came with chalk and everything and a little eraser. But I'm just putting that aside, and instead of a chalkboard, I'm going to make it into a sign. So I love the idea of the frame. We could stain that. I didn't come prepared to create a stain, but you could stain that or paint it. But I like that sort of, still got that farmhouse look about it. It's a nice wood frame. And I'm going to add this stencil here and some transfers. So the stencil I'm using is Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And that fits perfectly in here. I did mention the size of it before is 30 by 42 centimeters, which is approximately 12 inches by 16, I believe. This stencil is 10 by 12 inches, so you can use that. But So I'm going to put this right up to the top, and then I thought we could embellish the bottom with these gorgeous floral transfers. So these are from the Rustic Summer Flowers set. I've also got the link for that in the description of the live or in the pinned comment that Essential Stencil has put here. So let me just remove this tape off here so I can get this one ready for cleaning after my live. Oh, there's a delivery person. It's probably my next stencils coming. Okay. Yes, Kathy says you're going to have to keep your eyes open for a chalkboard. I know. I just thought, you know, the framing of it, it just really suits and lends to that sort of farmhouse sign look. So it doesn't have to be a chalkboard. It's just a matte finish paint on it. And for $5, I couldn't go past it. I thought that would just look great with a sign. So you could put anything on there, really. Oh, no, it's not a delivery man, it's my husband. Okay. So have I got that around the right way? Yes. So the sign fits perfectly there. Now let's have a look at some of our transfers, which I've cut up previously. The transfer sheets come with 2 sheets of flowers. And so I usually cut them up and pop them in a little Ziploc bag or something. So I had a look at a couple of those that might fit. This one, you could put that down the bottom there, but the leaf sort of comes off it a little bit. You could put it to the side. A few little daisies, sunflowers. We've got some bees buzzing around. There's this one here, very similar to this one. That could go down here. But I do like the look of the flowers coming just like this. And I think it might just cover up the word proverbs, but that's okay. You can still see what it means. So, or you could put the transfer down first and then put the stencil down and the proverbs would go over the top of it. Or you could just redo it afterwards. So I like the idea of this one. I think we'll use this. Just going to cut this flower off here. And I think you could also add a little bit more to the end of it to make it extend right across to here. You could do something like this, cutting out some just leafy bits. Could do this one here. And so if that's the case, I'll put that down, you know, as if it's coming out of the bouquet and just extending a little bit. Or there's another bit of greenery here. Something else I saw, which might work as well, is these daisies, or maybe a smaller one. Some smaller ones here. We'll see. So you can just sort of play around with it, play florist for a little bit and put together your own bunch of flowers from all of the different single flowers. You could do that. We could do both. We could put the greenery and then add this in here, but it's kind of going this way. I'd love it to come this way. So let's have a look at the last little option I thought of was this one. Cut that one out and let's have a look at that. So see how we can just sort of, yes, I could put the proverbs off to the side. Yes, I could do that, Kathy. Could do that as well. Put the proverbs down here somewhere, like line that up with the end of the stencil, and that's a great idea. So I could remove that and put this one behind there, so it's sitting in behind the bunch, maybe just like this. And I could even add that behind in the background. So we might just, yeah, I think that would work perfectly if I leave this one off, just add that, make it extend. It's kind of the same flowers as these up here, just a little bit larger. So let's leave the proverbs off for now, as Kathy had suggested, or trim the bottom of the transfer. Yes, I can do that as well. So I will be trimming the bottom, but I do want to leave still a little bit of space, like we do with stencils, so that it's not shoved right in the very corner of the sign. So I do like that space there. So what I might do is just tape off the proverbs bit, or I could just be careful and not put my paint on that, but I'm going to See, I don't know if you can see my apron here. I'm just taping the tape to the apron, and that's just makes it not too sticky. Oh, there we go. Just makes it easier to peel off later. So we'll put those aside. We'll do our stenciling first with, I just have to use the same white brush that I used earlier. And this is the colour Casement, which is one of Fusion's brighter whites. Again, if you haven't tried Fusion before and you'd like to use my code IRESTORESTUFF, you can do that at the link that I can give you. If you don't see the link right there in the pinned comment, Essential Stencils put in a pinned comment at the top of all the comments, and you should be able to click on the See More button, and it will show you all of the different things that you can get from Essential Stencil, and I've put my Fusion code in there as well and the link for that. Okay, so again, we've offloaded most of the paint off the brush. Ooh, I think that moved just a bit. Should have put some tape down around the edges too, but I'll do that to show you how we do that. Just pop some there. A little bit here, a little bit up here, just keeps it a bit more stable. Oh, now I've got paint on my fingers. And oops, you can't see my cardboard here, but I'm just offloading that white again. And here we go, with nice, smooth, swirling motions, because we've got hardly any paint on the brush. So that will allow us to make nice crisp edges. And just be careful not to go too close to this edge and get white on the edge. Yes, thank you, Tracy. It's Fusion Mineral Paint. So yeah, I am a retailer for that here in Australia, but in the USA or Canada, you can order it online and they'll ship it straight to you. You can use my code IRESTORESTUFF and save 10% there. And I've got the link right there in the description and in the pinned comment. Or if you still can't find it, just comment that you'd like the link for the Fusion paint and I'll pop that in for you. Oops. I do this all the time. I get excited about just stenciling it and I don't get enough off the brush, and I'm worried that I'm now going to get some fuzzy edges on those bits where I've got a bit too much on the brush. See this? I think I've dipped the brush back in the paint one more time since I started, and it's going really well. That looks more solid than this, so I don't know what's going on here. And I also don't know what this surface is like. Like, it's a chalkboard, and it's a matte feeling, so it should stick on there pretty well, but I don't know if they've painted this in an oil-based paint or what it is, but I'm assuming that it will work just fine. That's the thing about using just odd surfaces, that you don't know what's on the surface. But it feels to me like it should just stick no problem. And Fusion absolutely sticks to pretty much everything, so there will be no worries there. Last little bit. So this is how you can upcycle, or just, yeah, well, you kind of are. You're repurposing something that's made for another purpose. I don't know how you say that. A chalkboard. So it's meant to be a chalkboard, but I'm making it into a sign. So let me just have a look at this. Oh yeah, it's okay. This little bit here looks like it needs a bit more of a solid edge. And it looks like it's just written in chalk actually, because some of these little parts look a bit less solid than others. I feel like it will look a bit like actual chalk painted on the board. although it's got the little bridges in there, which you can, if you wanted to, use the Essential Stencil detail brushes, which I believe come as a free gift if you order a certain amount, and I can't remember if it's 65 or 90 on essentialstencil.com. So there you go, there's the saying or the verse, and it just kind of looks like chalk on a chalkboard, but it's permanently there, you know. So okay, so we're going to add the Proverbs words, but we may just wait until we've got the transfer on. Have a little look-see. I've got to make sure the paint dries super quickly too, so it will dry quickly. Yep, we're good. It is nice and crisp. It did stencil beautifully, Evelyn, yes. So here's our transfer, and just let me pop this lid on, and we'll add this to the plastic bag because I'll use that in a minute for the Proverbs words when I find out where my transfer is going to be. Now don't go anywhere because we do give away prizes at the end of our lives, remember? So if you know someone who'd love a good stencil, share this with them. Yes, this verse is perfect on the chalkboard, and I did have another one that was optional to add as well, which comes with the new summer bundle, which is also Romans 12:12, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. That's a nice one too. That would look great scented, or it would also look great above. It would also look great, you know, on the side if you did this sideways with another, with a whole, like, you know, we've got the gorgeous transfers, the beautiful birdcage designs, you know, something could fit right here if you were doing something sideways like that. So there's another idea of a stencil in the current summer bundle that would look amazing on something like this. Okay, so popping that aside, but remembering to add the Proverbs. You watch, you'll likely forget. Okay, so with our transfers, I've cut out the right transfer that I need. Now I'm going to add that down to the bottom of my board here. I'm just going to turn this so that it's easier for me to work on. I feel like I've got a little fleck of paint there. Never mind. It'll probably get transferred over. Could the other side of the sign be used also? Elaine is asking. Well, that is, I think this is like an MDF. So you could probably paint that side. It's quite smooth, the surface. Sometimes these chalkboards have like a pinboard on either side, but this is quite a thin surface. And so, yes, you absolutely could paint that surface or just leave it that color if you liked that color, but you'd tape off the edges and paint the surface. Now, I was going to do this one first, wasn't I? Forgot about that. So let's have a look at where this would sit. And I'd say it would have to go around about there. So I'll put this one down first because we want our bunch sitting right on top like this. Am I going to get this in the right spot? So what I'm going to do is just hold on to this, and I've got my transfer ready. I'm going to fold this under so that I put it in the right spot. See, I'm holding on because I don't want to move it. So now I'm going to put it down here and lift up this side. Did you see? Now, have you transferred on a black background before? I'm hoping that I don't make too many rubbing marks on the black surface with my, because it's a chalkboard, you know, sometimes they'll, because it's a matte finish, it'll rub and look a bit rubbed on the surface. So hopefully that doesn't happen. If so, I think that when I go over this, I could just seal it with like a matte sealer type of thing, and it should take away some of those rub marks when you seal it. Okay, so I'm rubbing on with this tool, or you can use any kind of a burnisher, even a store card would work. So I'm rubbing all over. Now I'm going to peel that back slowly. Actually, I don't even have to go slowly. I can feel that that has just stuck really well to the surface. Well, that was pretty quick and easy. So now I'm just going to rub over that. Now you can see where I've sort of rubbed, oh no, that's going away. I'll show you what I mean. Kind of looks a little messy. Oop, where are we? Up and close. It kind of looks a little messy right on the very edges, but as I'm rubbing it, I'm noticing that that's sort of going away. So it could be the edging, and so as I rub those edges down, it's sealing more readily, and those little bits are disappearing. So that's cute. All right, next for our next transfer, I do find that this is going to be easier to do it this way. So now this is the larger one, removing the backing, laying it down in place. Remember, this is going to go over the top of this section here. And because I've left those edges so that I've got a nice even gap around the outside, I just have to line that up with the edge of my sign. And that's going to be perfect. So yeah, if you have a different shaped sign and you need to cut off more, you can cut off more of the edges, but that gave me a nice right angle for a good shape on this. So this one is sticking really nicely to this surface, so that's always good. You can never tell sometimes the surfaces that we're trying to add transfers to, whether it will stick well or not. So let me just lift this up, see how we're going over here. Did cover up a little bit of that daisy there, but that's okay. Whoops, nope, we need a little bit more rubbing. Maggie says, I like to trim mine to fit better. Oh, yeah. Lots of great tips in our conversations here. If you're brand new to stenciling or to rub-on transfers, let us know in the comments. If you've never stenciled before, maybe you've never used the transfers before. I hope you're inspired today by this tutorial to give it a go. This one where I'm going over the other transfer, it's taking a little bit longer, but look, I think that that's going to come off quite easily. Yep, so we're just removing the top plastic and leaving the transfer behind. Go this way for you. It's a nice summer transfer actually, and I love, so this one again is the Rustic Summer Flowers, and the link is in the description of the live there, or in that pinned comment that you'll see at the top of the comments section. So you just hit the see more button to see the whole comment, and that's got all your links in there that you need, and you can use my code iRestore and save on any of these. And I love the buzzy bees that it's got here as well, so very cute, nice rustic summer transfers. See how they can just embellish any sign and really add that extra pizzazz. There we go. So as I go and add a bit of a sealer on top of that, those edges will come out just lovely. So we do have that there. Now I've got to add, Donna says you could add a different season on the back. That's a great idea. Sandy says I'd be afraid that part of the transfer would come off with it. Ooh. Oh, you mean when you're sealing it? No, I've never had that happen before, or rubbing it on. Okay, so we're going to add this Proverbs down the bottom here. And we can just add it in this little space here. Now I sort of wanted to line up this with the last, so the T and the U on here sort of, I think this is centered, but these here will give it a bit of a line. I could sort of use my tape, I guess. Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that. It's one tape width. It's one piece of tape width away from the edge. So if I do that, then I can line up my Proverbs 31, and I want to just put it somewhere in the center or further down closer to the flowers, and that'll be perfect. Perfect little spot for it. So we'll add that right there. Just add a bit of tape here, and maybe some just here. Grab my white brush again. So how's this for a quick and easy sign? And then with using the chalkboard like this, you don't even have to paint the background. It's all done for you. So we're just adding Proverbs 4:23 to our sign. And then we're all finished. So guys, let's have a look at that. Now we've got our summer sign all done. I'll show you that again in a minute. And we've done this. So we've done 2 cute summer signs with the brand new summer transfers and brand new summer stencils. Don't forget the other transfers that have come out this summer too. Where did I put those? Thought I brought those out to show you again in case you missed them. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. It's the adorable vintage signs with the gorgeous lavender bucket, lavender fields. Did anyone order those? They are so beautiful. I was actually hoping that one of those would fit on this chalkboard, but it didn't actually fit because the size of the transfers is the size of, you know, wood end to wood end, and so it wouldn't fit within. It was going to leave off some of the words, but that's okay. Never mind. Okay, so we are ready to pick some prize winners. Let's see. So, I'm shaking you around there, guys. I'm so sorry. My blog is I Restore Stuff. If you want to look up some restoration furniture and refinishing furniture and home decor, you can look that up. But here, oh Maggie, you ordered the lavender one. That's, yeah, beautiful. I can't wait to see what you all do with those. So here's one that we worked on today. Now this is just a chalkboard. It literally came with chalk and an eraser, but I'm gonna give them away to some child who would love a bit of chalk. And we've created a sign with this. So all I have to do is add a little hook to the back here or some rope. And then we've also used our Hello Summer. I showed you at the beginning, if you missed the beginning of our live, how to do this cute little ombre effect. Actually, it's not bees. If you thought it was bees, it's not. It's fireflies. You can see we've lit up their little bottoms with the bright yellow light. So that's a lot of fun. You ordered those too, Patty, the transfers. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much. Look, guys, while we're waiting for prize winners here, just a shout out to my friend Amanda from Metal Modern Designs. She's about to go live on her page, or she might be live right now on her page, doing some glass and shell sort of stuff. She loves doing her coastal, so if you finish off watching the live here, go jump over onto Amanda's page and go check out what she's doing there at Metal Modern Design. Don't forget, use my code I Restore Stuff and you can save 10% on anything that you order from our live today, including, well, not at Essential Stencil, but if you go to the Fusion Mineral Paint link that I've sent you there, you can get your 10% off there as well at Fusion for the paint. I'm going to click on the word winners so I can see your names. Kerry, Shannon, and Kathy. You are our 3 winners today. Congratulations, Kerry Bradle, Shannon Thompson, and Kathy Littman. You've won gift vouchers from Essential Stencils, so congratulations on that. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you like those signs. Be inspired. Go use some transfers. Go check out the summer stencils and the new transfers that are there. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.